Sat Nam, everybody. This is Mahan SatSiri car with your Monday morning pep talk. It's actually Sunday evening right now. I'm doing this recording for tomorrow. And I just got home from another absolutely mind-blowing weekend with the Mahan Rajas at Great Divine Flow for our last weekend of this teacher training. And what a special thing that is, you guys. If any of the teacher trainers or the teachers that graduated today are listening, congratulations. I gotta say, man, if you're doing this and you get it and you know what I mean when I say that, and you're hungry for this, whatever doors this practice or this technology has opened up within you, I gotta tell you, there is nothing like the growth that occurs in a teacher training. That is the next level. And coming back to be with the Mahan Rajas as an assistant facilitator, which I'm so freaking grateful for the opportunity and the trust, and I'm just so full of overwhelming emotions about what that means for me. Seeing myself and my journey in the last 3 years and who I was when I started and where I was and who I am now. It's like witnessing a miracle. I am a miracle. And I saw that in these people who graduated today. They are miracles walking. We all are, really and truly. And I'm just talking specifically about transformations that happen and the healing and the honesty and the breakdowns and breakthroughs and everything that happens in this time we're together. And I just want to say to any of you out there that are listening, it doesn't matter what you think about you or what you think you're capable of or what you think you're worthy of. Like Mahan Raj Singh says, the Kundalini does not care. The polisher does not care what it's polishing. It cares about the gem that it's getting to. If you have the opportunity to do this teacher training at GDF, I would not pass that up. I wouldn't, because you're here for a reason. You're here. You're receiving these purdies and these meditations and these pep talks, and maybe you're half in, half out. It's okay. You're here. You're here. It's the next level for those of you that are ready to get real. Because I'll tell you what, it isn't until we become completely raw that we can be completely honest with ourselves. And I had forgotten that. And I'm so grateful that I was able to be a part of this teacher training so that I could be reminded of this. Because, you know, even as somebody who's already done the training and been teaching for 3 years, and goes to class and has my personal practice, and I'm consistent with Kundalini Yoga as a teacher and a student, even then, it's really funny to say this right now, but I've been lying to myself, you guys. Yeah, I've been lying to myself. I have been believing that being a person who lives on the fringe of society, that prides herself on being a hermit, a hibernator, of mastering the art of being alone, that doesn't hurt me. And for a time it served me. For a time I needed those strong boundaries with people and society and humanity in general. And I needed to go get lost and run around naked in the woods and swim in icy cold lakes without a human in sight for miles and miles and miles at 10,000 feet elevation in the Sierras. Yes, I'm a badass. I proved that to myself time and time again. But what's next? What now? I pride myself on being comfortable being alone because my circumstances have led me to develop that relationship with myself. And that served me, like I said. I needed to do that, to heal, to find myself, to be with me, to recover from years and years of living with masks and giving of myself to everyone but me, of people pleasing at the expense of my own health and happiness, of my own integrity, of betraying myself over and over again for the what will they say? And I know most of you, if not all of you out there, know exactly what I mean by that. But shout out to my fellow Hispanics in the crowd, because you really know what I mean by that. We in our culture have this phrase. It's called el que dirán, the what will they say. And we are raised on that, and we are trained upon that, so that the most important thing is how we appear to the outside world. That the outside world has the healthiest perception of us, no matter what that does to our own perception of ourselves. On this dharmic path, it did bring me to the place where I needed to isolate. And I needed to be with me. I needed to recover. I needed to slow down and be extremely gentle with myself. I needed to protect myself. I needed to heal. And I honor that. It almost became like part of my identity. It almost became like this crutch that continues to keep me safe. And the lie is in believing that somehow this doesn't hurt. But it does. Because it's the pain of separation. And it's what all of this is about. It's what we came here to discover. It's what we learn through Kundalini Yoga, through the Japji, through these mantras, is that we are one. That there is no separation. And any time that we're in pain, somehow, some way, this idea that has been so ingrained in us that we are not of one another is coming into the picture. And I've been feeling that because there has been more me than we. I have not been to a class as a student in person at the studio since I got back from the mountains like a month ago. So I have stopped going to classes because I needed a break. But really what I needed was to do more yoga. So I stopped being with my community. And I have really become so humbled by this weekend, doing the yoga with my community. Yoga is union. It's unity. Mind, body, and soul. But if we are one, isn't it so much more powerfully healing when we do it together? And it's all perfect, not being hard on myself, you guys. I'm just saying these are the deaths and rebirths of the ego, you know, and sometimes it takes a little longer for us to catch up to the truth. When we chant hummy hum brahm hum, we are not chanting I am God. We are chanting we are we, and we are God. Tapping into a bigger experience of ourselves through this interconnectedness, through this golden chain that unites us all. We are meant to be together. When we are together, there is less of me. And when there is less of me, there is less separation. And when there is less separation, there is less pain. And there is more love. When I reduce me, the we shines. I needed to isolate before in order to embody that, because even when I was with we, there was still more of me than there was of we. And so this that I'm going through is so perfect and necessary. I'm dying. That belief system, that identity is dying. It's dying, and I've known this for a while, and I haven't really surrendered to it fully until this last weekend in teacher training. And that's why I'm saying, like, I work hard on myself. I'm not hard on myself. I work hard on myself. I don't let myself get away with the bullshit that I'm conscious of. But what about the bullshit that I'm not conscious of, or allowing myself to be conscious of? And this yoga, the yoga of awareness, and all of this work that we do does not let us get away with that. And I don't want to let myself get away with that. This is it for me. I'm consistent with this because this is what works. This is home. This is truth. This is all of that which cannot be explained, understood in the body. It's this. For me anyway, and I know for a lot of you. As relentless as I am with my inner work and how deep I go with myself, it took me being in a class with these people, these incredible people, the intimates is what this teacher training group is called. We all get names, and depending on our vibe, it's really cool. But and I wasn't even there as a teacher in training, but just as a facilitator, and I chose to spend the whole weekend with them. It was their last weekend, and I didn't want to miss a second of it. I wanted to savor it, because just as quick as it came, it's gone. It's over now. And that's what it took for me to work this out. And I would have worked it out eventually. We always find a way. I love Regina. I said to her jokingly, which I'm trying not to do things like this, but it's like we keep coming back to these past, behaviors, and it's okay, so that we can look at them and go deeper, and I said to her, oh my gosh, if it wasn't for Kundalini Yoga in this place, GDF, I would be face down in a ditch somewhere. And she looks at me and she says, no, you wouldn't. And I'm like, you're right, I wouldn't. We always find a way. We will always find a way, no matter what. And thank you, Regina. I don't know if you're listening, but thank you for that. I appreciate you reminding me of that. And I know that what I processed and killed off and rebirthed into, and I'm still dealing with and still processing now in these last 3 days with the intimates and with the Mahan Rajas and with this technology, would have taken me a hell of a lot longer had to I have done it alone. Because I have it figured out, right? I had it all figured out. I'm being honest with you guys, because part of my separation and this past behavior of only feeling like I can belong if I'm perfect. But we belong to each other through our vulnerabilities. Yes, through our strength. Yes, through our joy. But more than anything, we are of one another through our vulnerabilities. I got me. I don't need anybody, right? False. We need each other. We need to be together in community with people. I love you all so, so much. Come to the studio. I'm going to be going to the studio. Come on Zoom and come see us for our special events. Papa Bear has men's meetings. Mama Bear and I have an event coming up next Friday, which is going to be amazing. That will be a sisterhood circle, as we have been doing with the Wheel of the Year. So we'll be celebrating Lamas. And sisters, come, be with us. We need you. I need you. And do teacher training, guys. I mean, it's freaking epic. And I love you all so, so much. Thank you all for being so graceful and holding our vulnerabilities with so much grace. I love you. Sat Nam.